What up everybody, it's Queen J, and today we're going to be breaking down Black Silver's song Super Shady.
What should I do? You tell me what I do, man. Suck my dick. Let me show you what the fuck's going on in this old game. People are shady. They spent years cooking books. I decided it's time. Pyrokinesis on the crooks hid inside of the rhyme. Teleport through loopholes that's buried in fine print. Invisibility cloak for the audit is my intent. Shapeshift negotiations for the lies they rehearse. Freeze time while they talk and watch excuses in reverse. X-ray vision on the ledgers. Every sequel turns clear. Mind control the narrative. Been the truth till it's...
Now when I first heard the song, I thought it was about superpowers. And after really listening to it, I realized this song isn't about superpowers at all. It's about power. More specifically, it's about artists trying to protect themselves in an industry where they feel manipulated, controlled, and sometimes exploited. You know, the whole entire song revolves around that theme. You know, record company people are shady. That's the thesis of the whole song. Everything else is built around that idea, and one thing I noticed that every superpower Black Silver mentions represents something an artist wish that they have when navigating the music business. For example, X-ray vision on the ledgers, every secret turns clear. He's not talking about seeing through walls. He's talking about being transparent, like who's getting paid, where's the money going, who didn't get paid, what's hidden behind the scenes. And then he says, freeze time while they talk and watch excuses in reverse. That line stood out to me because he's basically saying if I could slow everything down, I would catch every lie and every excuse. You know, how many artists are signed to contracts or they're trusting people only to find out later that you know, things are really happening behind the scenes that aren't in their favor. You know, another line that caught my attention was mind control the narrative, bend the truth till it's stirred. To me, that's about image and perception. Who controls the story? Who controls what the public believes? You know, who decides what is true and what is not? You know, the industry, I feel like the industry is not just about music, it's also about narratives. So, you know, let's dig into the navigate. So Black Silver calls himself the navigator, and I think that's really, really important. Because what a navigator is somebody who sees the map, somebody who avoids traps, and then, you know, somebody that navigates and helps people get through difficult terrain. And throughout the song, Black Silver isn't positioning himself as a superhero. He's positioning himself as someone who sees past the illusion. Someone who's learned the game and refuses to be fooled. So that's a lot of respect. He's definitely a veteran. Then the second verse, I noticed the focus shifts. So in the first part of the song, it's about exposing deception. Okay. Then the second part of the song is about protecting yourself from it. So for like example, when he says force fields up, shield the venom they throw. About it's not a battle against physical enemies. That's protection from negativity, manipulation, and toxic energy, which we all should do at all times. And then he goes on to say, super speed through the rumors that the gatekeepers told. You know, to me, that's a statement about not getting stuck in the gossip, politics, and distractions. You know, keep your eye on the mission at all times. One of the most powerful lines, and it's my favorite line in the whole entire song, is, I am not just an artist, I am what art is. He made a decree. He tells you who he is. You don't tell him who he is. And I go by that philosophy too. You know, I know who I am, and I'm not going to let others distract me from that or tell me who I am. I see that as a law of attraction, a law of assumption. That's just the basic law of the universe. You tell the universe who you are, and you know, it has no choice but to show you what you think you are or what you say you are. And you know, that line, some people may hear it and think it's arrogance, but I don't. I hear identity. I hear somebody saying, art isn't something I do, art is something that I am. And honestly, I think that's why this song resonates with me, because underneath all the science fiction imagery, superpowers. This song is really asking deeper questions, okay? And these questions are, who can I trust? How can I protect myself? How do I stay free? You know, how do I keep my integrity? How do I navigate an industry that don't always have my best interests at heart? So this song is really interesting. He's got spitfire lyrics, word flow. It's impeccable. You can definitely tell he's been doing it a long time. He's definitely a veteran in hip hop. Definitely check him out. The superpowers are cool, but honestly the real power that's in this song is, you know, awareness. Just being aware of what's going on and who you are. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.